Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 with Zebu Nation. And as you can see here today, we have another unboxing video. This is the Tooth and Claw box set featuring the terrifying Gene Stealer cult and the vicious Space Wolves. So you do get two armies in this box set, just like you do with many other box sets. All of the box sets we've already looked at, you get two forces. And this one is no different. I've got a little different camera set up today. I'm trying some new stuff. Got two cameras, so maybe we can get some focus in shots as well as a little bit of a wider look at this box. And it is a pretty good sized box. It's not as big as, of course, the Kill Team box, but it's still, at least twice as large as the First Strike box. And you get a lot more stuff in it. In terms of just base models, you get a lot more stuff in it than either one of them, both of those other ones combined, honestly. And that's usually where I like to start when I look at these box sets. I start to talk about value and I start to talk about price. And so we'll get right to it, because as you can see here in the corner, I have my receipt from Miniature Market. And I wanted to give a little shout out to them, because that was the cheapest place that I could find it at a retail store. Now maybe you could find it on eBay a little cheaper, but from what I've seen right now, Miniature Market has set the price even for eBay. Now in terms of retail, at the Games Workshop website, this retails for $150. But I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't want to pay $150 for a box set because I've already got a lot of models, I've already got a lot of things that I'm working on. So I was looking for value within this box set. Now you could argue that even at $150, there's a lot of value in this box set. But for me, that was just a little bit over the tipping price, a little bit past what I wanted to spend. I wanted to spend more in line with Kill Team. And I got Kill Team for around $120. And what I was able to pay from Miniature Market was also $127.50. See if we can get a closer view of that on the close-up cam. $127.50, and that's pretty much the price you can find it on eBay right now. Not necessarily through a retail store like Miniature Market. I looked at my local hobby shop and it was closer to $140. So maybe I could have bought it there. Maybe I should have bought it there. But it was still just a little tiny bit outside the price range that I wanted to spend. And sometimes that's how consumer products work. It's not, the difference between wanting to buy something and not wanting to buy something can be just a few dollars here and there. And whatever happens within your brain that sort of clicks in that says, okay, now I see value in this product, so now I want to buy it. Okay, so now we know how much it costs, what's in it, and why did I end up buying it other than the cost. Well, let's take a look inside and see what we got. It's not quite the thick, luxurious box that came with Kill Team, but it's still a pretty decent box set, as you can see. A lot of stuff in here. First of all, we got a lot of manuals, several manuals, because there's a lot of different units in here. Look, these are all the instructions for putting the different units together. There's, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different instructions for putting together the different units. And then, of course, you get the Tooth and Claw magazine. Again, it's kind of like the other magazines that you got in the Kill Team box, where it gives you little brief histories and introductions. It's got really nice art in it, as you can see there. It's got some nice introductions and histories to the Space Wolves and the Gene Stealer cult and what's going on currently between these two armies. And what's even more interesting about this, one of the reasons that it caught my eye, is that this ties in to Kill Team. It takes place on the same world of Vigilus where the Kill Team box set is taking place. So that's pretty cool that they're tying in these two box sets and tying in the fiction. I really enjoyed that. And then finally, you get another set of core rules. This is not core rules to Kill Team. This is core rules to the full game of 40K, the base game. So you can see there, it's got the nice fold out with the rules on both sides. And I like these fold outs. I've got 2 or 3 of them now, so it's easy to sort of, if you play against somebody else, you can hand them one of these core rules and keep one for yourself, and it makes things a little easier. So then we get all of the sprues, all of the different units that you get. And obviously I don't have time to put all these together, but as you can see, it's very complex. It's very complicated in terms of what you get. You get, what is this? I think 8 or 9 of these different sprues, and they're very large. So it's going to take a while to put all of these together. You got some artwork here. You know, big. They've been including these in several of the larger box sets. These big artwork posters that are actually pretty cool. These are kind of frameable. I've kind of damaged this one a little bit, unfortunately, putting it back in the box. So maybe I won't frame this one, but it's still pretty nice. And then you get your bases for all your models. You get enough bases for all the models. We got a pretty big model in this set, so we got a pretty big base, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, most of these models are newer variety. You get the Primaris Marines, you get the brand new sculpts of the Genestealer cult, so that's cool. But they've also got some new individual models, and they're taking place on these smaller sprues here. You can see this is one of the Genestealer cult's leaders. Got the big Genestealer cult banner there. They have a new giant aberrant character. Got his own special sprue right there. We'll take a closer look at him in a minute. And then there's a brand new Primaris Space Wolf captain right here. He's got like furs, and he's got a big axe. Got a bunch of cool stuff. And then it also comes with a special sprue to turn all of these Primaris Space Marines into Space Wolves. So you got the special shoulder pauldrons with the Space Wolf logo. You got some double-bladed chain swords there, and some, you know, Space Wolf unique regalia. So you got some special sprues in this, and that kind of leads me to talk about some of the special value in this. Is that this could end up being a collector's item. It could end up being a limited edition item, because I've looked on the Games Workshop website, and they keep saying that it's selling fast, that it might sell out. So if that happens, you're going to see the price on eBay raise, and it might become pretty hard to get this box set. So right now on eBay, it retails for pretty much what I paid for it, $127.50. So if you're interested in it, you might want to get it pretty soon. Now take a closer look at what's in it, what you get, and to talk about why I bought it specifically. So we mentioned in the Kill Team video that the Genestealer Cult Kill Team in that box set wasn't a full Kill Team. You didn't get 100 points worth of Genestealers. So I wanted to buy something to fill out my Kill Team. Now I could have just bought a small box of Genestealers or Genestealer Cultists. But honestly, to do that, I would have had to know exactly what I wanted to buy. I would have had to fill out my Kill Team and then, you know, bought specifically what I needed for the Kill Team. But honestly, I'm not ready to make that choice just yet. I'm not ready to fill out my Kill Team, so I wanted some options. And this box offers a lot of options when it comes to the Genestealers. First of all, you get the 2 special models that you can see right here. You get the Acolyte Eichenward, who's this guy here with the banner, and he's sort of their leader type. And then you get the Abominant, this giant guy with a huge hammer, and he's got a little tiny pal there with him on the bottom. I don't know. I don't think that guy adds much to him in terms of combat, but they might have some special rules for him. I don't know. And then on top of that, you get a whole horde of actual Gene Stealers. These are the monsters that the Gene Stealer cult worships, that eventually they hope to grow into these guys or mutate into these guys. So you get, what, 3, 6, 7, 8 of these guys, a whole squad of Gene Stealers. And then, of course, you get several Acolyte hybrids. And the interesting thing about the Acolyte hybrids is they can carry some of the more vicious, heavy weapons. So you've got a leader here in the middle. He's got a bone sword and a flail. This guy has a huge rock saw, and that's like one of the most devastating weapons in Kill Team. Then you got some other specialists. These are sort of melee specialists. They've got swords and claws and pistols. This guy's got a few sticks of dynamite and a detonator, so he's sort of like your demolition specialist. So you got some interesting guys in there, and then you also get some hybrid metamorphs. Some guys are sort of closer to being full Gene Stealers. As you can see, they're heavily mutated, where they've got, you know, nasty claws and 3 and 4 arms apiece, and they're pretty gross. So that's another, you know, group of guys that I would have had to make a decision. Do I want hybrids or do I want metamorphs? But now with this box set, I can have both. Let's see, what else do they have with the Gene Stealers? They have the Aberrants, and these are sort of the big bruisers. The big bruisers of the Gene Stealers. So you can see here, it's more guys to add to the Kill Team, and there's a whole squad of them. So if you want to put them in your 40K army, you've got that as well. And then, of course, on the back of these, there's nice sort of postcard-sized art that you can see there. Pretty nice, pretty good quality. Now, that's all well and good. But honestly, the reason I bought this box set wasn't just for that, but it was for the Space Wolves. Well, not exactly the Space Wolves. It was for the Primaris Marines that were included in here, because I'm trying to build up my Primaris Marines army, and there were some very specific models in here that I wanted. First and foremost were these aggressors. These are sort of their mid-tier assault guys. They're tougher than regular Space Marines. They've got a little more firepower than regular Space Marines, but they're not quite Terminators. They're not quite that powerful. They're not quite that expensive. So I wanted a unit of those guys, and this box set has them. And then here's another set of Space Marines, of Primaris Marines, another Intercessor Squad. I didn't necessarily need another set of these guys, but it's always good to have some extra just regular dudes running around. You know, your most common troops, you're probably going to need a lot of them. But here's the big guy. The big reason I wanted this was the Redemptor Dreadnought. Look at this guy. He is a monster of the battlefield. Huge cannons, lots of guns, thick armor. And he's the improved Primaris version of the Dreadnought. I've got some regular Dreadnoughts hanging around, but I wanted to get one of these guys for my Primaris Marines because I wanted them to have that whole Primaris look and feel. I didn't want to have, you know, Primaris Marines running around with regular Dreadnoughts. So I was looking at one of these guys, and they're like $50 just for one. Maybe you could get the sort of press fit version, which is $35, but still, just to buy one of these on their own, it's kind of expensive. Now in the box set, they're still pretty expensive, but when you add all of this together, it's kind of like getting the Redemptor Dreadnought for free. And then finally, the one guy who I think many people will buy this box set for, but I don't really have a lot of interest in this guy, is the Primaris Battle Leader for the Space Wolves. And this is Haldor Ice Pelt, the Space Wolf Battle Leader. And he's pretty cool. He's got a cool model with, he's got a power axe and a bolter and everything. He's got pelts. This guy is pure Space Wolf. There's no question about whether this guy's a Space Wolf or not, which is why I'm probably not that interested in him. So maybe I'll convert him, or maybe I'll just sell him or give him to, a friend who does Space Wolves. I don't know. We'll see about that. But even even without him, I think this is a pretty good value box set for what I was looking for. It's kind of weird, kind of very specific things that I was looking for. I was looking for Gene Stealers. I was looking for Redemptor Dreadnought. I was looking for the Aggressors. And they all came in this one box set. So it's kind of serendipitous. I don't know if Games Workshop was reading my mind or what. But one of these days we'll get around to building this box set. But I'm not going to do something where I turn off the camera and then all of a sudden these are going to be built. Now it's going to take me a while to build these. I've still got some other projects ahead of them. But I definitely wanted to, open the box and show you what's in it and what we're going to be doing in the future. So I think that's it. I mean, this again is another more advanced version of 40K. It's not something you necessarily need as a beginner, but if you're a beginner and you're very interested in either the Gene Stealer Cult or the Space Wolves, then this is a pretty good getting started box for you, because it will give you a good starting army for the Space Wolves or the Gene Stealer Cult, and then it will also give you an army to fight against. I think it's still pretty good. And if you can get it for the current price that it's going at, $127, I think it's very nice value. So there we go. That's it. That's the video. Yeah, we'll come back next time with something else. I'm not exactly sure what else we're going to unbox, but we got a few other things lying around. But until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.